You wake in Giga. The words appear in your mind unbidden, as if spoken by someone else's voice. Your eyes open to concrete walls stained with decades of moisture, their surface crawling with hairline cracks that branch and spread like veins beneath yellowed skin. The ceiling above you bears the same pattern decay, and you realize you're lying on a narrow bed in what appears to be a Soviet-era apartment. The air tastes of rust and forgotten time. You sit up slowly, your body aching as if you've been sleeping for months. The room around you is impossibly familiar, yet completely alien. A kitchen-living room combination with peeling linoleum floors and cabinets that hang slightly askew. The window should show you something, anything, but when you look outside, there's only another wall of concrete apartments stretching into a gray infinity. No sky, no ground, just endless rows of identical windows, each one dark and watching. Your reflection in the grimy glass is wrong. Not obviously wrong. Your face is still your face, your hands still your hands, but there's something in your eyes that wasn't there before. A knowledge you don't remember acquiring. A certainty that this place has rules, and breaking them means something worse than death. You walk to the apartment door and turn the handle. The hallway beyond stretches in both directions, lit by fluorescent lights that flicker in no discernible pattern. The carpet beneath your feet is a sickly brown color, worn thin by the passage of countless residents you'll never see. You know without checking that every door in this hallway leads to an apartment identical to the one you just left. The elevator at the end of the hall has buttons that go higher than you can count and lower than you want to think about. You press the button for floor 1, but when the doors open again, the hallway looks exactly the same. The same stained walls, the same flickering lights, the same doors stretching into darkness. You try floor -1, then floor 847, then floor 0, but every level brings you back to this same eternal corridor. Time moves strangely here. Sometimes you walk for what feels like hours and cover only a few meters. Other times you blink and find yourself dozens of doors away from where you started, with no memory of moving at all. The apartments you peek into are all variations of the same theme. Soviet-era furniture arranged in slightly different configurations, different patterns of water damage, different degrees of decay. Some have residents. They sit in their chairs and watch their televisions, which show only static, and they never turn to look at you even when you speak to them. Their skin has the same gray pallor as the concrete walls. You begin to notice the sounds. First, it's just the building settling, creaks and groans that old structures make. But then you hear something else underneath, a low, rhythmic humming that seems to come from the walls themselves. It pulses like a heartbeat, like the breathing of something vast and sleeping. The humming grows louder. You find yourself walking faster through the corridors, checking apartment after apartment, looking for someone who will acknowledge your existence, someone who can explain where you are and how to leave. But the residents stare only at their static screens, their mouths slightly open, their eyes reflecting the gray-white flicker of dead channels. Their lips move soundlessly, mouthing words you can't understand. The fluorescent lights begin to strobe more rapidly, and you notice that the cracks in the walls are spreading, not slowly, but visibly like time-lapse footage of ice breaking on a frozen lake. The humming becomes a drone, then a roar, and you realize with mounting horror that the building itself is alive, breathing, digesting. You run now, but the hallway stretches ahead of you infinitely. Behind you, you can hear the concrete groaning and shifting, rearranging itself. The doors begin to slam shut one by one, sealing the gray residents inside their eternal viewing chambers. The walls pulse with a rhythm that matches your panicked heartbeat. You reach for the elevator button, but your hand passes through it like it's made of mist. The numbers above the doors are changing, cycling through sequences that hurt to look at, symbols that might be numerals in a language never meant for human comprehension. The building is taking you somewhere, whether you choose to go or not. The doors open onto a floor you've never seen before. This hallway is different, longer. The ceiling stretches higher into shadow, and the walls curve slightly, as if you're standing inside the ribcage of some impossible creature. The doors here are larger, and when you peer through their peepholes, you see not apartments, but vast spaces, caverns of concrete that extend beyond the reach of any light source. Some of the doors are breathing. You understand now that Giga Crushka is not a building. It's an organism, a living thing that feeds on human presence, on the mundane desperation of endless identical days. The residents aren't trapped. They're being processed, dissolved slowly into the gray static of their screens, their consciousness integrated into the building's vast, dreaming intelligence. And you're next. The humming stops. In the sudden silence, you hear something far worse. Your own voice coming from behind one of the doors, reciting words you've never spoken. When you press your ear to the door, you hear yourself talking to someone or something about your old life, describing memories that are already fading from your actual mind. The door handle turns under your palm without you touching it. Inside, you see yourself sitting in a chair identical to the one in your original apartment, staring at a television screen that shows static. Your other self is mouthing those same soundless words, and on the screen, barely visible through the interference, you can make out images of the life you used to live. Your other self turns to look at you, and its eyes are the same color as the concrete walls. You wake in Giga Crushka. It says with your voice, but its lips don't move. The words come from the walls, from the floor, from the air itself. You always wake here. You never left. The door closes, and you realize that the hallway behind you has vanished. There's only this space now, this endless corridor of doors, each one containing a different version of yourself, all of them watching static screens, all of them slowly forgetting what they used to be. You walk forward because there's nowhere else to go. Behind every door, you hear the sound of your own voice, growing fainter with each iteration, like an echo fading into the concrete depths of Giga Crushka's eternal, hungry dream.